Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about Death of Hope. Yes, it is coming, brothers. Mark has sent me a massive amount of information, some new screenshots about characters and stuff which we will be getting into, but also we now have a release date. Death of Hope will be dropping in March, early March. It's not that far away now, chaps, and I've got to say, Mark showed me a preview. It was like a minute preview of a clip. I can't show it, I'm not allowed to show it. He said don't show anyone because you'll spoil it, and I was scared. I was literally scared. I felt scared. That is how grimdark Mark is going with this project. It is really grimdark, and I absolutely love it. Anyway, let's jump in. Let's look at some of the screenshots, the character stuff, and all other information that he sent me. Also, the image that is in the background now, which has been, with the introduction, warning R, because this is going to be an R-rated film. It really, guys, I can't say it enough. This is going to be an absolutely gruesome film. You'll also see some concept art in the background that Mark drew himself for certain characters and things that will all be in this film. I'm just going to go through the information that he sent me now just to bring everyone up to track on where Mark is and what Death of Hope is going to be. So Death of Hope takes place after trailers 1 and 2. There's got to be no more trailers for this, by the way. Now nothing else is going to be coming out. We're just going to get the next big film again, which is dropping in early March. Oh, I cannot bloody wait. It's going to be amazing. Trust me, it's going to be amazing. The characters from the past trailers will be present in part 1. The overall design of Death of Hope reflects his experience with the hobby over the past 20 years and may contain old canon not present in today's canon. So Mark has been with 40k, since, a lot of us have, since our early days and stuff like that. So that's why he's really going for that proper gruesome, grimdark feeling. He says he'll be focusing on an individual experience people are going to be going through in the middle of war. He'll also be focusing heavily on the drama between the legions. He says as far as the story goes, he will only be taking it up to the first shot is fired. For now, it's just one big build up into something more for people to see what happens next. He says he will refer to them. He says he will refer you to the HERESY books that cover more in-depth experience. No major war action for now, just to make this possible. So this is like the build up, and then what he's basically saying is that if he has more aid on this, he would like to do proper massive battle action shots and stuff like that. Because again, I'll make the point, Mark is just doing this on his own. He's got a job, he's got a family, he's got a life like most of us have, so he has to fit this around that, and this is what he can do for that. So hopefully if anyone, I don't know, want to help him out, then hit up Mark and stuff like that, and maybe you can make something absolutely massive. The outline follows the formula of the novel No Fear, he says, from the HERESY series, along with small Easter egg of several others. The story in between is what I've created, so there are no spoilers below. He says, actually, this is not Calf, by the way, in brackets. This is not Calf. He makes the point of that this is not Calf. So the first release is called The Warp, a word-bearer ship in the warp containing prisoners of characters we will see. The second release, because there's going to be multiple releases, by the way, the second release is called The Docking. Ultramarines meet word-bearers on defense platforms, massive fleets, most of which have been annihilated by previous encounters with Xenos, a view of the planet the word-bearers are visiting next, and a special character ending. And the third release is called The Marbled City. Ultramarines invite word-bearers to the surface, local populace attend Legion parades, city blocks are attacked, leaving Ultramarines confused and think orcs are back. And then there's a little bit at the end about the end of Death of Hope, and he says if he has the energy left, and depending on how the support goes at the end of the project, he would like to do a mini war series between 4 or 5 minutes of random events in the war after the large releases with characters from the first 3 episode. So that's what I'm on about. You know, if he has more support and stuff like that, you know, you can delve into more stuff in the actual war itself with characters. And talking about characters, let's move on to some concept art which I have about some new characters that are going to be appearing in Death of Hope, because these guys seem awesome and they look awesome as well. Again, Mark with his design, everything like that, he really goes into detail, and these characters look fantastic. And the first chap we're going to learn about is someone called Zifang. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Or is it Pythane? I'm going to say Zifang because Zifang sounds cooler. So Zifang and several pockets of resistance made an attempt to sabotage the Word-Bearers' fleet as means of preventing their campaign from continuing into the Ultramar sector. They failed and are now being held captive, heading towards the next world to destroy. I had to say, being held captive on a Word-Bearer ship is probably not the best thing that is going to happen to you. He is one of many that will be focused on in the releases. The perspective of Death of Hope are not limited to Legionnaires, which is what us fans have always been looking for, and will help cast light as to how Space Marines are a force of nature. He says he's an older veteran who helped train Academy guard become Legionnaires, now finds himself trapped aboard enemy fleet after having his previous planet wiped out. He was next in line to be gene modified, but due to the war, it would never come to pass. He is known to the World Eaters as the Unworthy. So there we go. This is one of the characters now that are going to be appearing in the first big release of Death of Hope. Let's move on to the next one, because the next one is Blood for the Blood God, baby, and he looks absolutely incredible. So this is Dagan Kurak. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And before we jump in and we go through his character and everything like that, let's just take a little moment to look at this piece of art in the background. This is going to be his actual character, which you'll be seeing in Death of Hope. Look at the bloody detail on this. Just look at that helmet. That helmet is literally the best helmet I've ever seen in my life when it comes to stuff. Imagine this animated, moving, talking, doing what he does, purging, killing, ripping people apart. You know, blood for the bloody blood god, world eaters. It is just wow. It looks like this guy could just walk in front of me right now and bring an axe out and start hitting me in the face. That is how real it looks. And like I said, from the preview that I got shown of this, the animation and the realism is just, it's going to blow your socks off. It really has. Mark has worked his gene-enhanced balls off, and it is going to be absolutely just mind-blowingly incredible. Anyway, on to these actual story about him and his a bit about his character. So Dagan Kurak, a captain within the ranks of the World Eaters, joined aboard the splinter feet of the Word-Bearers late in the Shadow War. He and several others have spent their time in the warp combating their prisoners, both legionary and human, in the pit with the occasional word-bearer Garl Vorbax. That is absolutely amazing. So hopefully we may even see some cheeky Garl Vorbax, you know, jump in, start, you know, throwing about. I know we saw them in the trailer, didn't we? You know, I think they one stamped on an Ultramarine helmet, if I'm not mistaken. Dagan Kurak is heavily inspired by Khan after meeting him in person. Having been recently modified and turned toward Lorgar's crusade, this young World Eater is all too eager to shed some blood in the name of Angron. How dare he? Heresy. And he says, unfortunately, the nails that help drive this short-term ambitions may become his undoing. Is he going to overstep? Is he going to overstep his mark? And then he has to be purged? We shall find out very, very soon. God damn it, Mark. You can't tease me like this and not give me anything else. I need it. I need everything about this film now. Early March, chaps. Early March is when this is coming out, and it is going to be absolutely. I'm going to say now, it's got to be up there. We're going to be losing our minds. And do you know what it is? Is that we're in such a great time now for not only 40k fan projects, but also official fan projects, but everything that goes along with that. Look what happened to the Hell's Reach stuff that was done by Richard. He got picked up by GW. I really hope, I don't know if Mark feels the same way, but I really hope GW see this and they say, hey, bloody hell, look what this guy can do. You know, it's the same with like the Astartes guy and stuff like that, and all the other these bloody fan animations that are out there. Everyone is just knocking it out the park. But for me, where Mark stands out is that he's doing the Heresy, and the Heresy has a huge backing of people. So I wonder if GW can turn their heads towards Mark and say, wow, look what he's done in this time era. Maybe if we send him an email, maybe if we nudge him, maybe if we get in contact with this guy, then maybe we can start doing like a little animation series back then, get that official backing of GW, and then we could have like an official Horus Heresy animation, and you know, Mark will have, you know, more people at his command, and you know, just everything that goes along with that, the resources of Games Workshop, and then it could do it. I just want to be sat there at the cinema going, oh my god, look, there's Sigismund killing people, it's amazing. Yeah, but that's a bit of a dream. But there we go. That is the first, and well, it's not the first. This is my last probably video on previewing Death of Hope now, unless Mark, you know, sends me anything else he wants me to show off, but I doubt that, because I think we're just going to wait now to the full release in early March, and like I said, it is going to blow your gene-enhanced socks off. It really is going to be that good. Right, thank you for coming, thank you for watching. As always, leave your thoughts, feedback, comments down below. I know Mark reads them, so if you want to say, Mark, you're a legend, I love you, have my children, I'm sure he will respond to you down there in the comment section, and you can have a nice little chat about him with anything like that. Right, see ya, having a great day, and bye-bye.